What's up? Your 2025 Orange Bowl champs, hosted by Marcus Freeman. Your Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Hey, you know I had to represent on this one for all the fellas out there, man. That was a great game. So I just got to give them a shout out to all my Irish fans out there. It's been a long time coming. They're back in it. Very proud of the team. I'm really happy for Coach Freeman, man. He took on a tough job. He's done well, man, in a couple of years. He got him to the chip. Everybody thought the season was over after the NIU loss. I think that's like 12, 13 in a row. So shout out to Notre Dame football. See you guys in Atlanta. So I just wanted to get that shout out, man. But we talking about the association, but had to get that shout out, man. It was an electric game. It was exciting. Go Irish. So there we go. What we're doing today? Little Dos Equis special lime and salt version. It's a good one. Probably ain't good for me, but hey, sometimes you just got to go with it. So what's up? Welcome back. Man, what are we in, week 11, I think? Week 11? So listen, I kind of semi-dropped a Woj bomb last week, man. By the time I got uploaded, Jimmy Butler got suspended, so there's no turning back to go back and talk about it. But Jimmy got a 7-game suspension. This is probably it for him in Miami. Riles don't play. Jimmy posted something today about saying thank you to players. So it's definitely, we definitely got a battle going on between Superstar and management. So don't know where this one going to end up. Well, we know where it's going to end up. Jimmy's probably out of Miami. But the big question is where, man. I just don't see what he can add right now. And I love Jimmy, man. I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan. Me and Hobbs, I argue with one of Hobbs' cousins, Steven, about this. Steven, I hope you're watching. If not, I'll make sure Hobbs get it to you. I'm a big Jimmy fan, man. I've been liking Jimmy. Jimmy plays hard. Jimmy probably right there with Russ as two of the hardest playing guys in the game. They bring their lunch pail every week. But now Jimmy just kind of, he's older now. Maybe the drama kicked in. Whatever. But really, I honestly can't think of a landing spot for him. Like I said, it's going to be a salary cap move. You get him, you waive him. Is he still a starter? Can he help a team? Yeah, but is he going to take the Knicks to loaded? Can he help them? He could probably help Milwaukee. They just put Middleton on the bench. He could give them a little depth. Maybe you start him at the 3, bring Middleton off the bench. Maybe that's it. Maybe you go to Milwaukee and team up with Giannis and Dame. That could work. Because he's gonna want to go somewhere to compete. You're not gonna send him to Washington. He'll probably quit playing. Put him up there with Draymond. You had 2 fools up there playing. Definitely one of the craziest teams you could have. Don't need him in LA. They got enough problems. He could probably help maybe. I don't know a lot of places he's going to go. You're not taking him to OKC, not taking him in Boston, not taking him in Cleveland. Memphis? Help out Jaren Jackson and Ja? Possibly. Definitely not going to Houston. They're too young, impressionable. You don't want them here to ruin what Ibaka got going down there. So let's keep watch on this one. Let's see. So Jimmy's out 7 games. Let's see where he goes. So hey, that was the drama. The second bit of drama we had, man. My boy came back this week. Zion came back. Actually looked good, man. Threw down a 360. Looked a little slimmer. This man got suspended today. Today, he got suspended for being late for the flight. Gumbo. Crawfish. It ain't even crawfish season, so it wasn't crawfish. It's probably just a good old bowl of gumbo. Couple. Hey, he apologized. Somebody was probably doing something for the weekend and he wanted to stick around and eat. But no Zion. But he looked good, though. I'm just joking around, man. I like Zion. He's one of my favorite players. He looked good. He's aggressive. Like I said, the man did a 360, like effortless. He did a 360. It was ridiculous. We get Paolo Banchero back. Nice to see him back. Hey, shout out to Orlando, man. They've been fighting. They hold down number 4 spot. They got Milwaukee right behind them, looking to take over. But without 2 stars, man, they've been fighting. So that'll be good to see how far they can climb up the ladder. McCain is out for the season. It's official now. He's done for the year, man. I hate it. He's averaging like 15 a game. Probably rookie of the year candidate, so that's over with. But maybe, I think this happened. Who did it happen to? Oh, Chet Holmgren. So maybe this season won't count, and he'll be considered a rookie again next year. I'm not sure how that works. But Chet kind of missed the whole season, but let's see. We'll talk about Chet in a minute because OKC needs him. Games of the week. Guess we're going to talk about them sooner than I thought. Games of the week. When we had some good games, man. The highest scoring game of the week, 265 points. We're going to hit 300. Mark my words, we're going to hit it this year. Bulls versus the Knicks. Cat had 44. Brunson had 33. The Knicks, the starting 5 are good. Hart, Onambi, Odo Nambi, whatever his name is. But the bench, Knicks don't have a lot of depth. When you look at it, that trade to get Cat kind of depleted them a little bit. So they don't have a lot of depth right now. McBride's kind of holding it down at probably at 9.5, 10 points a game. But outside of that, they kind of a little short. The Bulls, Kobe White 33, Zach 33. Pat Williams had a good game. Kobe White, the Lonzo Ball injury, we may have never known, had Zoe stayed healthy, what Kobe White was capable of. I mean, we knew he could score. He always scored in spurts. But he's kind of a consistent scorer. He's not really a 1. He's just another one of those small guards. And he's not small. Let me take that back. He's like 6'3", 6'4". But in this league, that's kind of small. But he can score. Hair and all. He can score buckets, man. So, without that Zoe injury, man, what would we ever known? Would he have just been a guy? He'd have been trade bait. Now the Bulls really need him because he's their number 2 scorer, especially with DeRozan gone. And who knows, Zach may be gone next. We'll see about the All-Star break. Because the Bulls are actually 3rd in the league in scoring. But they 2nd to last in defense. That's why they suck. You got to learn to play defense. But you look at that roster, they don't have nobody to play defense. Zoe was probably their best defensive player. They traded Caruso. So all your defense went out the door. So that was the highest game. But we had like 4 really good games last week. Bucks and the Spurs. What was interesting about this game, I think Giannis took this game personally. He kind of just bullied Wemby, man. He didn't let Wemby do anything. Just physically, he just made him look like a little boy out there, man. He played him tough, probably tougher than he had to, but maybe just to set the tone. Wemby really struggled in that game. The Bucks won by about 13. Chris Middleton got benched, man. I told you I don't know where he is right now, but they're bringing him off the bench right now. But they got that kid Brown that can shoot the lights out too for the Bucks. Brooks been playing well. They just need a little more depth, and they can probably get over the hump. So maybe Jimmy is the key to help them out. Maybe Jimmy is the piece they need. We had a few other these games were good to see where teams stand. So we had the Nuggets Celtics. Celtics won this one, but you had no Joker, no Gordon. But Russ willed them, man. They fought the whole game. Like the Celtics won. They fought the whole game. The Celtics are probably a defending champion team that no one fears. And the reason I believe teams don't fear the Celtics is because they know they're a perimeter team. Yeah, Chris Tapps is back, but they don't really have an inside physical presence. And I think this year, the teams that do are going to win the championship. And there's 2 teams I think we got a preview. That's one of the games we're talking about. I think we had a preview of the NBA Finals, and those 2 teams have height. And one of the teams put on an absolute clinic with the high-low game. Another good game, the Nuggets again, Nuggets and the Spurs. This was a great game. It was a late game Wednesday night. This one, Wemby went off. He had 35 and 18. Joker went for 40 and 18. But if you think about it, defensively, Joker going to play you a little different. He's not going to really body you up, move a lot on the perimeter. That's just not what he's going to do. So Wemby was able to get loose. But Joker abused him on the blocks. He had 41, 18, and 9. Game was close to the end. Wemby made great defensive play, stole pass, ball game. Nuggets, Spurs by 2. The games that really counted this week were early in the week, the Thunder played the Celtics. Thunder beat the Celtics 105-92. And I think the reason this game was easy for the Thunder, because they are just as athletic, if not more, than the Celtics. And they play a little tougher defensively than the Celtics. Whereas those guys play a lot of, if you watch OKC, they play a lot of mid-range basketball. They don't just chuck up threes. Like Dort, SGA, these guys get to the rim. Like, so they're going to make you, they're going to have you on your backpedaling. They're going to make you move, switch. They're not going to just settle for threes. And whereas defensively, they have the athletic ability to get out and guard the perimeter. So they're going to make shots hard for you. And that's how they beat the Celtics. Like, Celtics didn't shoot well because they were able to get out, challenge, force you to dribble. Some of those guys on the Celtics team can't dribble with their left hand. And we know this. It's been proven. So if we were to see a Thunder Celtics matchup, I would probably go with the Thunder just based on, their ability to get to the rim, play aggressive defense, and control the tempo. So the Celtics lost that one. Thunder won that one. That was their 15th straight win and 15th straight win in a row. But then later in the week, they ran up against Cleveland. And I don't want to discount this game. I want to see this game played again with Chet Holmgren. And the reason I'm going to tell you why. Cleveland put on an absolute clinic. If you have never watched two big guys play a high-low game, they played it as well as any two bigs could play. Allen had 25 and 11. Mobley had 21-10. They were taking turns cutting to the basket, throwing lob passes. When your bigs are throwing lobs from one to the other, amazing. Mobley stepping out, shooting a three here and there. They were both defending the rim. Mobley put it on the ground, bringing up court. I think Cleveland, even though they won the game, if the OKC coaches paid attention, they know how to play when Chet Holmgren gets back. Somebody got to sit down, and they have to start Hartenstein and Chet. Those two guys have to be on the court together, especially if they were to run across Cleveland in a 7-game series. That's the only way they're going to have a chance to win, because without that, Cleveland going to run them out of the place. Donovan Mitchell didn't score till a minute and a half left in the first half. He didn't need it. The bigs control that game on both ends of the court. Garland was setting the tempo. Donovan was just kind of fitting in and facilitating. So when one of your truly best player can do that, that's a problem for the rest of the league. I think we saw from Cleveland, we wondered after the first 10, 11 games, could they sustain this? Cleveland going to NBA Finals. They're going to probably knock off Boston in the finals because Boston can't match up. Al too old to run around with either one of those guys. And Chris Tapps, who knows if he'll be healthy or not. But it doesn't matter. Both of those guys can stick Porzingis. So you can pencil them in now. I'm taking them all the way to the finals. And I'm probably taking OKC from the other side. I think we're going to see that matchup. Barring health and any injuries, I think that's where we end up. So those were the games of the week. We had a good week game. Some of these games are just bad, man. When you watch it, some of these games are just bad. Oh, a highlight. I almost forgot. I told you, Melo, my boy, man. Did y'all see this dude throw the ball? He threw it off the backboard, caught it, and then did a tip pass, and then the tip pass led to alley-oop. Crazy play, but the dude looked like he playing out there at Chino Hills. He's just having fun, man. He just come down and do whatever he want on the court. He's healthy. He having fun. Shout out to the Ball family. We got a tweaker. Melo, Jello got a new song out. Everybody playing in the locker rooms. Had Notre Dame not won, I probably would have played it. Maybe I'll play it next week. But that's whoa. That's the thing now. That's the hottest track going. Sound like something out the South. So that's where we at for the week. Good week. See what's on the slate for next week. All-Star ballots. The second round of voting is in. For the All-Star game. They're actually starting to pick lineups, kind of, frame up some lineups, I guess, on how this is going to work. Your leading vote getters out of the West. Joker's leading all vote getters in the West. He's second overall. Joker, Durant, LeBron, Wemby, AD. That's your top 5 right now for the front court. Remember now, we only go front court, back court now. We no longer do front, center, forward, guard. Then your back court is SGA, Steph, Luka, Kyrie, and Anthony Edwards. We might get Kyrie back in the All-Star game, which would be nice to see, man. I'd kind of really be happy for that. Clay ain't getting a lot of votes, man. That might be it, man. We had a good run with Clay out there, but don't think we're going to see Clay in it this year. In the East, Giannis is the leading vote getter overall. Giannis, Tatum, Karl Anthony Towns, even though the kid hadn't played, Paolo's in there, and then Jaylen Brown. So you got 2 Celtics out of the top 5. Then you got a hurt kid, Paolo, but he'll be back. He'll be fine. He's deserving of it because he was playing at an elite level before he got hurt. Your backcourt, my man Melo, he's gonna be exciting in the All-Star game. Now you putting the kid in the playground. He's gonna be fun to watch because he's just gonna be shooting from half court. He's gonna be doing all kind of shit between legs, out throwing it off the backboard to people, the lob passes. Yeah, you got Spider. Dame is 3rd in votes. Jalen Brunson is 4. Trae Young is 5, man. Trae Young is 5. So here's what's funny. Guess who came in at number 8? Which ain't, it's still top 10. Jordan Poole's still getting votes out here, man. That clown's still getting votes. So Jordan Poole, I got mine in. I voted for, because you get 5. You get 5 out of each. My votes were Joker, Durant, LeBron. Yep, I voted for LeBron. Really ain't nobody playing better than him. I looked at AD's stats. I looked at Jaren Jackson, maybe Wemby, but I went with LeBron. And then I took SGA and Luka as my guards, man. Even though Luka's been hurt, Luka was just killing people right now. So those are my guards for the West. And then in the East, I actually went Melo and Maxey. Even though the Sixers are terrible, Maxey probably still one of the top guards in the East. And then my front court, of course, was Greek, Tatum, and Towns. That was my front court. So let's see where we end up. Let's see where we go on that one, man. So the All-Star game, it will be exciting. We got a different format. They're paying out some money. So it seems to be the money thing is working. It works for the Emirates Cup. These guys got a little extra cash. You helped out the younger players. So you got to figure coming in the All-Star game, the rookie class, these cats going to be pretty hungry coming out there. So it could be very interesting. Like Dalton Connect could really get hot. And I'm going to take him for my rookie winner, my MVP, because he can probably shoot the lights out. So it should be a little bit better, man. Fingers crossed, the All-Star game should be a little bit better this year. Well, as we do, we're going to get into our top 5. Look at our rookie ladder, top 5 teams in the league, and then our MVP ladder. See where we stand. I think with the rookies, with McCain being out, man, I hate it. Just because you're having a great year, I think, again, hopefully he can get a red shirt or whatever they call it. He can get in next year. This class though is just marginal. All of these dudes are marginal, man. He kind of stood out. The rest of these guys are just okay. Maybe they'll come around. I think we may have passed next year. I think Cooper Flag he'll be that guy. Like I think somebody said, who are we talking to? I was talking to Luther South guy. What's the clown? Gilbert Arenas like he ain't that good, man. Gilbert, shut up, dude. He's tough. Cooper Flag is tough. He showed you in the Olympic trials. He's tough. He can hoop. But for the rookies right now, from bottom to the top, Zach Edey, he's still hanging in there. He had a rough week. He averaged like 4 points a game this week. He had a rough week, probably playing about 17 minutes. So he's stuck at 5. And the reason he ain't going down no further is nobody doing anything behind him. Dalton Connect, probably the next guy, and he's been struggling to find his shots. Castle, same way. He's number 4, but he's struggling as well. Just having a rough go at it. Sorry about it. My apologies. My timer went off. It's time to go to the gym. My boy Zach, he actually had a decent week. He had 3 double-doubles this week. So 3 double-digit scoring games, I should say. So he's getting better. from these guys, I just want consistency, man. If you're going to average, let me see you go through between 8 and 11 on a regular basis. I don't need to see 0, 2, 3. None of that. Like, you should be scoring. Get your average throughout. Like, there's no, just consistency. I'll just leave it at that. They need to be more consistent. Jalen Wells, he might end up being rookie. Yeah, he's real close, and his team is doing well. He's so impactful, and that's the problem with Sarr, who I have at number 1 now. He's stuck in Washington, man. Washington is just so bad. He had a couple double-doubles this week. I didn't mention it. Jalen Wells put up a 30-piece this week. So that's his season high. So Jalen Wells may move up to 1, man. Just the success of his team. He give me a few more 30 pieces, man. We might have to talk about him being rookie of the year. So those are your top 5. And again, this is a marginal rookie class. Nothing to scream home about. That's good there. Let's get it going. So that's the rookies. Do we want to talk teams or MVPs? I'm going to do MVPs. I'm going to do the teams last because the team's a little more exciting. The MVP race, I think everybody kind of knows right now. I'll go bottom to the top again. So sneaking in at number 5, due to Luka probably not being eligible due to injuries. Welcome back, KD. On a shitty-ass team, y'all struggling. They're talking about trading Bradley Beal. KD is the most consistent thing that they have going right now. And he's been healthy. You know, people don't forget he came off ACL, last year, year before last? He's been kind of consistent, no injuries, but that's his game. He ain't high flying. He ain't jumping out the gym. Easy money sniper. He just what he is. He pulling that trigger from wherever he wants to on the court, keeping that effort level low, but he's still giving you 28 a night. He's shooting 50 from the field, 40 from the 3, like 80. And he ain't a 50, 40, 90 guy. He should be. I'm surprised. But he's a 50, 40, 80 guy. I'll take it. But their team just not that great. But he in the conversation for now. Let's say that. He in the conversation. Number 5. Number 4 is Giannis. And the only reason Giannis is at 4, because everybody else's, their team is doing so much better, man. Giannis is having an amazing season. Him and Dame, top scoring duo in the league, but they're just not winning games, man. They're creeping up. I think they're 4 now. In the East, 5. They're 5. But because so they are 5. I just had to think about it. They're 5. Orlando is 4. How you can't get in front of Orlando and they've had their top 2 guys out? So that's my thing. Like, I could give Giannis a little bit more, but just the team success is holding him back. Number 3 is Tatum, and then on the flip side, I want to get Giannis above Tatum, but I can't because the Celtics keep winning. He's their leading scorer in and out every night, even though I'm really frustrated the way he's playing. He's the leading scorer. Too many threes for me, and I guess I just need to get over that and accept it. That's the way that the game is played. So Tatum's at 3. Joker's been out most of the week. He's still at 2. He had a 40-point. He's still averaging almost a triple-double, 9.7 assists, 13 rebounds, 31 points. And with his new best friend, Russ, they climbing the ladder, man. So maybe Russ got a home here. Denver loves him, man. So maybe Russ got a home. Help Joker out. Help Joker get that MVP. And because Gordon's been out too. So get Joker back. They'll keep climbing. But right now, the undisputed MVP for me is SGA. I forgot he's only 26 years old. Leading the second best team in the league. Like I said, the only thing they ran into that juggernaut of Cleveland, but they have, he's a leader on the court. He plays the game the way it should be. He has a lot of moves, man. He's very deceptive. If you watch him play, he can score it from anywhere on the court. He can hit the mid-range. He can get to the rim. He can shoot the 3. He plays defense, 6'7". Like, he the package, right? He's the full package. So right now I'm going with SGA at number 1. I don't think anybody's it's semi-close. The only other guy, if Donovan was averaging like 30, it would be him. But he got a great team around him, so there's no need. To his detriment, he doesn't have to score a lot right now. So there's your MVP voting. Now we get to the teams, and we kind of talked about it a little bit. Again, we'll do the same. We'll go bottom to the top. Coming in at number 5 are New York Knicks. They did well. Probably one of the best starting fives in the league when you look at them. But they don't have depth. Like I said, they don't have a lot of depth, and that's probably going to hurt them in the long run. I don't see they don't look like the same team they looked like last year. I know they went out and got Cat, but they don't have the depth that they had last year. DiVincenzo was tough. Even crazy ass Randall. It took me a long time to appreciate Randall, but Randall's game was good. They haven't gotten the big guy back. Losing Hartenstein hurt, man. That was huge. That was huge. He was huge for that team. Now you see it. So the Knicks they won 7 out of the last 10. Playing well defensively, but they just don't have enough. I don't think they have enough. They'll but they're number 5. Number 4, those Houston Rockets, man, they keep fighting. They're number 2 in the West. They keep fighting. Ibaka has them playing. They tough. They're a tough, gritty team. This is what Boston was before he left. When you think about Boston when they were really winning, I know they won the chip, but when they had Marcus Smart and those dudes, man, they were grimy. They played a lot of defense. They wasn't shooting a lot of threes. Boston was kind of a grimy team back then, and this is what Houston looks like now. And you kind of built the same, right? You got the big guy. You got some guys that can shoot. Jalen Green's been playing well, old girlfriend and all. Jalen Green's hooping. The big guy singing. He's tough, man. 19, 10, and 5. And then they're just athletic. You put them around Fred VanVleet, and you got a bunch of young athletic guys with a leader. So I think that, it looks like they got great coach. You got a little veteran leadership, and they play defense. And that's why they're winning. They're 3rd in opponents' points per game. So that's why they're winning. That's how they're winning. 7 in the last 10. So Houston at 4. Boston, ain't much to say about Boston, man. Boston just going to outscore you. And they're 5th in opponents' points per game, but they're third in point differential. So they're just going to flat out outscore you. Most nights they're going to score more points than you, period. Because they shoot so much. 3 is more than 2. It's real simple math. And that's how they play right now. They spread the floor, drive and kick, and they do have guys that can shoot. So that's why they're effective. I don't know, man. You can hear my voice. You hear me talk about it. I don't like the way they play, but they still the champs. And Wednesday's night game decided 1 and 2 for us, right? So we all know OKC still number 2, not far off. I think once Chet gets back, second half, again, I told you they got the blueprint now. This coach, he needs to sit down and figure out how can I get these guys on the court, man. That's the only way you're going to beat Cleveland. If you got to play the same type of game because you have the same type of talent. Probably have a little bit better talent. But you got to have those 2 bigs out there, man, and they got to rebound. Chet, you got to hit the weights. You got to rebound, man. You got to Hardenstein going to rebound. Chet, you got to help him on the glass. Both of y'all need to be on the glass. So OKC, and then Cleveland is just, they're there. Cleveland is that team right now. We saw Strus is back. He had 19 in that game. He was 5 of 6 from the 3-point line, and he's not even starting. They'll probably get him back in the lineup. But they came in. They had like 40 points off the bench. That's what you want. If you're going to be a championship team, you got to have that certain level of depth. I got to have 2 to 3 guys on any given night can give me 20 points if I need it. And Cleveland has that. Cleveland has that kind of depth along with a great starting 5. So right now, Cleveland's number 1 team. They're the best. They proved it. They beat OKC. They beat the second best team. It was a dogfight. It was a great game. Probably the best game of the year I've seen so far. So, all right, folks. There we go. We went through it. I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, if there are ever anything y'all want to talk about, some topics, some old classics, some great, some arguments. We're not gonna get in that GOAT argument again. But if there's some topics or something y'all want to talk about, man, the state of the game, youth basketball, how the impact, maybe we'll talk about that, the impact it's having on the NBA and the friendliness and all that crap. let me know. Just, hit the chat. Some of y'all just call me and text me. Let's talk about it. But hey, again, as always, I appreciate you. God bless you. Great week. Go Irish. National championship game coming up. And we'll talk to you again next week, man. Love y'all. Appreciate the support as always. Like and subscribe.